Good evening, everyone. Hey, it's Catrina, and we're back for another Talk It Up Tuesday. As ever, we're going to give a little bit of time to let people kind of jump on and post dinner, but before put the kids to bedtime and join us. And while you are, we're going to let Desi introduce herself with me. I have tonight. That way.
I am Desi Harley. I am the single parent coordinator for HEAV, and am a homeschooling student graduate mom. I don't know what you call it, but
All of the above.
I have taught quite a few in homeschooling, so I'm very glad to be here today.
Yay. She's got a lot of great information to share with us tonight. We're going to talk about the different and many faces of homeschooling and what it looks like and what it may not look like and how they're all okay. So
Yeah.
while you're coming in, we want you guys to drop in the comments how many kids are you homeschooling? And what was the other one, Desi?
Um, what is something that makes you apprehensive about starting homeschooling?
There we go. So you can do both or either or. Drop in the comments and let us know what is the hardship or the challenge that it looks like for homeschooling, or what have you maybe figured out, that makes it not hard for you. And then also, how many kids you got? How many are you
Yeah.
homeschooling? And sometimes you're homeschooling for others. And so just what that looks like, how many you got? And I have three. So I'm homeschooling and I have a new 11-year-old. I say new because my oldest is 11 and I feel some kind of way,
Yeah.
but it's great. It's great. So 11, almost 10 next month, and then 6. So that's who I have.
Awesome.
We started in 2019, I think. How about you, Desi? When did you start?
I started in 2008.
2008. So you got some time in. You've seen a few things,
Yes, I have.
heard a few things.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, indeedy. So welcome again tonight, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Talking Up Tuesday for HEAV convention updates. Woo! You know the fireworks. Psh, psh, psh. So we're
No.
excited to have you here tonight, Desi, and we're going to talk again about some homeschooling things, how it can look differently for everyone, but how it's cool and great and awesome to be able to make it your own. And so before we do, as ever, we need to do some shout outs and some thank yous. So thank you, sponsors. We are here because you make it possible. So when you guys come to convention, make sure that you go to those sponsor tables. You will see them run across the screen. We'll have them posted all over the website, Herzog Foundation, all homeschool platform. There are many, and I don't want to forget naming someone, but we want to make sure we support the sponsors that are making sure HEAV not only does convention, but a whole bunch of other things. So we just want to say thank you to those sponsors. Thank you, members, those who have signed up, those who are championing and riding along with us to fight the good fight of freedom for homeschool. And again, of course, could not do it without you as well. I do want to give a special shout out to American Heritage Girls. They are going to be our sponsors for our last keynote that we're announcing on Thursday. So the Facebook party, whoop, whoop, whoop. It's going to be this Thursday at 8:00. And I get to host it. I'm so excited. So I get to see you twice this week. And we're going to be revealing who that last keynote is. And you can let us know if you think you know who it is. But we do thank American Heritage Girls for making this possible. And don't contact them trying to ask them either. They're not going to tell you. All right. So, if you haven't joined us for Talking Up Tuesday before, we've been doing them for a little bit now. So, there's lots of great information that we get to share in here. We had Amber O'Neill Johnson on last time. We were able to do a marriage one with Art of Marriage and the Family Life crew. Team Coburn and Team Lewis, they'll be at convention to do Art of Marriage. And there's going to be a date night coming up this month with them. So, stay tuned for more information on that. And go back and watch some of those other sessions and see what you may have missed. And what's the other thing that I need to make sure I announce? Oh, UCS opens tomorrow. Yay. And we have some unsung heroes that we want to thank tonight too. So make sure again you check out UCS opening tomorrow. That's the used curriculum sale. Desi, what do you know about the used curriculum sale? You ever done it?
Yes, ma'am. And it has saved my homeschooling. I love the curriculum that we have available in the exhibit hall. But there are times on a budget, and single parents are always on a budget, that you need to go and you need to find material that is not going to break your bank. And I would do a little bit of both. There are some materials that I needed new of, not written in, or
Right.
they've changed the editions. So it went with our curriculum. And I would go and spend money in the exhibit hall and get those key things. But the things that I could get manipulatives, I've gotten microscopes, I've gotten all kinds of wall memory signs. And I mean, they just have a wealth of things. I want the kids to read, and I need a huge variety in order for my kids to read. So I would go in
Right.
and pick up all different interests of things. Not only that, but they have adult Bible studies there. So when I needed my resource, I would go get all the ones for my year
Yep.
to keep me on task and to keep me focused on my point. So at the used curriculum sale, you're looking for things that can just help you with your budget so you don't have to spend the expensive stuff. When I needed my what is it, dissection animals, I went into the exhibit
Yep.
hall and went and used those. I know that sometimes people get a little concerned that we're not going to go into the exhibit hall and shop, but you need a little bit of both. You need a little bit of
Right.
both to be cost effective. So yes,
Yep.
the UCS sale saved me through my 17 years of homeschooling. So,
Well, you heard it here, folks, right here. Desi just let you know, just confirmed it. She's been going to convention for HEAV for,
since 2010, I think. Yeah.
okay, so
Yes.
15 years of
Yes.
convention and used curriculum sales. So there you have it. The savings are phenomenal. I
Yeah.
did get to participate as well. And if you are like a true branded person and you know, okay, love Rotten Staff, I'm going to make sure I get grades 3, 4, and 5. Boom, 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 boom. I can do it all in one time and
Yes.
just have them on the shelf and not even have to think about it. If you like them for math or you like them for English or whatever it is that you like. And like she said, you can get other things too that aren't just that are the supplements for it. So you need maps, you need games that reinforce the learning. I got our States and Presidents game there and all kinds of other stuff. So the tip for UCS, if you're going to be a seller, the barcoding site is ready, opens tomorrow. You can go ahead and start loading your things in there. And then when you get ready to come to convention, you just pull up in the back of the loading dock and we help you get it out of the car. So you don't even have to leave your vehicle. Just we help you load it in. And you're ready to go. And when it's done, if you want to keep your items and to return it back to you, we box them up, label them with your name, ready for you to pick up in the hall. And if you don't, then we put them in the section called gleaning. So if you're a participant and you're coming to the convention and you want to go to the youth curriculum sale, you get to pick your time when you register. If you volunteer, which, hello, we need volunteers, then you can get the golden ticket where you can shop before everyone else. And then if you're still at convention on Saturday and you're like, man, I never got to go because all these workshops were so amazing, I just want to make sure I go there. There will be a time that they open it up for gleaning. So those things that are being donated that people, you can still use. My husband and I, we went with the kids and we got so many books. He got books for his own library collection and study. I got things for the kids. So then there's a gleaning portion of the youth curriculum cell at the end where you can do that as well. So there's something for everybody all of the time at convention, right? Every person. So those unsung heroes that I was talking about before we jump into tonight with Desi and the many, many faces of homeschooling, I want to thank personally all of the coordinators that help HEAV convention run. Y'all, the work that these people, including Desi, does. Not only is she the single parent coordinator, but she's also part of our Welcome Tours team. So you get to see that beautiful smiling face, so much energy. Oh my goodness. Help you to navigate what the convention hall has to offer, the 2 buildings and how to get through them, how to look at the app and make sure you pick out your sessions and you can work in all the things. And along that route, you get to stop by a new thing called a connection corner where we're going to invite you in. You may get to meet me, some of the speakers, just people popping in to say welcome to convention, answer your questions, just make sure that you get all of the information and have all of the connecting bring it home or take home, that's the word, things from convention. So that's going to be there. And so thank you so much to all of our coordinators who do all of the behind the scenes work. There's almost 40 of them, probably more if my count is really right, but they work so hard. So we want to thank them. In particular, our database manager, you would not believe how much data that woman has to I don't understand the technical brain, but that she is amazing. Our publications team, who are here right now, every time we go live, every time you see a new post, the graphics, they're beautiful, full, robust color, amazing. They're just, they are amazing, an amazing team of people. The office volunteers, our staff, people answering the phone. 96,000 calls is a lot of people to talk to, y'all. And I mean, they're just doing so many amazing things. And a lot of times, we think we don't give our flowers to the living. And what we do here at HEAV, we say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. There aren't enough. We do not ever want you to say you do a thankless work. It is very much appreciated. And by not just me and not just Desi, but all of our people and our families who support HEAV and who benefit from what we have to offer. Did you want to add anything to that, Desi, before we get started?
No, I would say that even the people who come, like that was one of the things in convention, is that you get to meet thousands of homeschooling families that you can glean so much information from. And everybody is always so willing to talk and help and answer questions. So you'll meet the new beginners who need some answers, but you'll have those who have been homeschooling for a very long time. And many people come back, even though I come every year, although all my homeschoolers are graduated and gone off to life. I love to still come back and help people navigate homeschooling, because I truly believe that it is what makes families closer.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly. So the shameless plug right there, guys, is Desi's graduated her homeschoolers.
Yes.
So she's taking this time that she works a full-time job. And she still is volunteering with us because she just believes in the purpose and the mission of HEAV and helping other homeschoolers to navigate the waters. And if you have that time and that heart and purpose, passion and dedication to seeing other homeschooling families prosper in the way that you saw the Lord work for you during your time, then come on over. We have room. We have plenty that we can give you to do. Two positions key that are open right now is our keynote speaker coordinator. So if you want to rub elbows with the keynote speakers, this might be for you. And of course, have some organizational skills and some other things. And then if you are interested in helping out with hotels, our hotel coordinator position is open, where we will, that person helps us to make sure all the rooms for the speakers gets assigned. So if you're that just data moving and organization type of person that loves all the details and click and make sure that everything's assigned correctly, that person, that's for you, then send me an email, convention@heav.org, which segues perfectly into what it is specifically that Desi does with HEAV and how she's come to learn through the years and help families where they are with their different family styles.
Yes. So as a single parent and homeschooling, it was very overwhelming to me at the beginning. I just felt like my daughter was not getting what would help her to strive in school. And I think there's lots of parents who are coming to that realization these days. She had the interest in learning, but her school was constantly telling me that, oh, she'll never make it. There are certain things that need to be met. And I just didn't see that there. So when we started homeschooling, the first daunting thing was picking curriculum. And not only do we have people that meet us at convention, everybody, they're available for everybody, no cost whatsoever, that can sit down and talk to you about what curriculum would be best. But it's okay to even, try some. That's where the used curriculum comes in. If you know your first year, you want to try out some things and see how they work with your student, then you want to go and get the curriculum that's at the used sale and be able to try different things, or even just go through with your student through the exhibit hall and look at the different curriculum. It's all out there for you to touch, look through, and experience with your student. The second thing that was a little daunting was, how do I homeschool as a single parent? I can tell you the first thing was that as the breadwinner of the home, the one who had to keep everything running, plus make sure that she got a good education. So that very first year was me learning about all the things that she needed to learn, but also figuring out how my work schedule would play into that. We started when my daughter was 8 years old. So she was pretty young. She couldn't be left at home by herself.
Right.
We immediately got in touch with co-op groups, and it doesn't have to be a co-op group that teaches the curriculum to your student, although it
Right.
can be.
Yep.
We actually used our co-op for band and STEM science experiments and art
Yep.
classes and drama. We joined a drama group with homeschoolers. And so she had interaction. One of the false things that people say is that your homeschooler is unsocialized. That is
Oh.
the craziest thing
Oh.
ever. My daughter became so socialized with kids of all different ages, with adults. She interacted with people all through the day, not just
Mhm.
me. We were not
Right.
just sitting in my living room on a regular basis. And that was the other part that was freedom, is that we could take our curriculum out of the household and
Yep.
do things like that. But the other important thing was that when my job, it was hard for me to possibly keep the job that I had, then it was making sure that what job I went to was going to allow me the time to be with her. So after we joined the co-op, I ended up having to switch my job over to something else. I became the director of my local YMCA. And when I went into interview, I told them I am a homeschooling mom and I will need to be able to modify my schedule throughout the day in order to be able to homeschool her, let her do homework, and then work on my job. Because of the hours that they needed me for, which was 7:30 in the morning until almost 10 o'clock at night running programs, they were willing to let me do that. Because
That's
through the
awesome.
day, yeah, and they didn't have to, be like, oh, well, you're going to be concerned about us paying you overtime and things like that. Nope, let me break up my day, and as long as I'm managing my task, and it is doable. Now, my daughter makes some concessions too. She had to be willing to come into work with me, eat her breakfast on a gymnastics mat, doing homework. We moved in a desk and a chair in my office, and she would do work in between different things. But it is possible. There are also many jobs that you can do. I went to needing to do a job overnight, and so I took a job where I was taking care of an elder gentleman. There were three other friends of mine, and we broke up the day, and I took the night shift. And that was because he would be sleeping mostly through the night. I could still get rest, get paid, but then be ready to homeschool during the day. And this, I mean, the jobs are out there. Now you got to find them and you got to work with your skills, but it is possible. And as long as you make homeschooling your priority, it works.
See, there's a word. Can I put a pin right there?
Yes.
Priority. Your
Yes.
priority was to your child, which all
Yeah.
of us have chosen them as a priority that are
Yeah.
worth being called a parent. Any
Yeah.
parent worth their salt has prioritized the needs of their children. It doesn't mean you put yourself last, but it does mean that you create opportunities to make sure that you can do what it is that you desire to do. And that's what it sounds like you did, Desi, is
Yes.
you saw the need that your daughter had. You saw that public school wasn't really fulfilling that because same thing I did for my son, for my children, the two of them. Initially, I had my boys before my daughter, but it was because I saw that my middle son, he had some sensory processing needs. And I was like, I don't want him to be left behind in the classroom because someone assumes he's not intelligent because he's not talking to you, because he parallel plays instead of interacting per se. But boy is smarter and he can spit out facts about everything. That's why I have this space theme curtain, because he loves everything solar system and we got into it. And so I never changed him. And
Yes.
so anyway, the point being is that I did what you did, working from
Yes.
home, because working parents, it is a thing. We
Yes, you
understand the
can.
bills got to be paid, the
Yes.
needs, they got to be fed.
Yes.
And so we're just encouraging that the sacrifices you're making right now to make sure that it happens. Desi
Yes.
has the success story, right? Because your
Yes.
daughter is now.
A graduate. So I taught other students, but I ended up turning it into my own business. And I actually, the local school was referring students who had behavioral issues or were behind in different subjects. And so their parents would pay me to have them during the day to help them to get caught up on different things. Some of them went back to public school, some of them kept homeschooling with me. But my daughter and a few others graduated from the program. She went on to Liberty University with a lot of scholarships from Liberty. They looked for the homeschooling parents, for the homeschooling students, and she graduated with an software business degree. She's now working with a contracted company, doing coding and software things for the naval ships down in Newport News. She bought a new house right out of graduating. I mean, she just flourished where she was dwindling, where she was at. And I didn't just pull her out of public school. I was switching her to different schools. I went from a public school to a private school, back to a public school, and then I started homeschooling because I just kept thinking, well, it's got to work. It's got to work.
Yeah.
But it didn't for her.
Yeah.
And it was perfectly okay.
Yep.
But that wasn't the only thing that it helped. When she was going to public school, I was working as a litigation paralegal, and I was traveling so much that we were hardly interacting with each other. So by the time I started homeschooling her in as an 8-year-old, I didn't even know my child. I hardly knew her.
Wow.
And when we started homeschooling, not only did we get close, but I got to build a relationship with her that was stronger. We both got stronger to the Lord, so much so that the parents of the YMCA where I started directing while I was homeschooling, they would come up every afternoon. What is it between you and your daughter? Like, I've never seen people who have relationships like this. And I'm just like, well, we homeschool. We're with each other every day. She learned how to talk to me instead of be disrespectful. I learned to be mindful of things that made her anxious or upset, or, how I was parenting her. And there was so much for me to learn about parenting her. How do you learn that and be away from them from 8 to 10 hours a day? I just don't know how you can do that. So we still have a very close relationship. She still lets me know, Mom, I'm an adult, back up. And I'm still learning to, navigate our relationship. But it was the best thing that we had ever done. There were so many other kids that came, and I learned so much from them. They taught me how to be patient when I didn't want to be. They taught me how to look at different ways of getting information through, so I knew that they understood it. And they were so intuitive and smart. I gained a wealth of information through homeschooling these students. And these were the students that the schools were telling me they'll never get past their age group. They'll never be able to do this. And I thought, you know what? You guys just don't know what treasures you have in these students. And I'm glad God showed me that there was treasure within each and every one of them.
There you go. It's finding the hidden gems that are in each one of those children. And even the ones who weren't your own, you were able to dig it out, because sometimes it gets hidden and buried under some of the bureaucracy of schoolings, under some of the, just the tasking, because 8 to 10 hours a day at school is a long day for kids. And so we're not here to bash public schooling, we're saying that when you have the desire, and that's definitely a call of the Lord, he puts it in you, and you see that there's a need. We're saying you're paying attention to your kid. You're seeing the needs that they may have. You're seeing that they're not getting met, and you're thinking, I'm a single parent, I can't do that. Wrong. Which way is she? You can. You're a working parent. You're married, but you're working. You're both out of the house, 30 hours a day. And it's how do we do this? Well, I know so many of those parents who are working. They are splitting shifts. They're still connecting as families, but they're doing what Desi described. They're learning their children. They're growing together, because it's not so much that she's schooled and her child got educated, but we learn as parents. I don't know if the better teacher than a child, to be honest, because they will show you yourself.
Yes, they are.
They
honest,
really will.
They are simplistic. Yes, they get right to the point every single time.
Yep. So you heard it here, folks. Homeschooling may look differently for you. You may be a single mom, single dad. You may have unfortunate circumstances that put you in that position. There's not always a choosing thing, right? There are just things that do happen where we have to figure out how to navigate and how to make it work from where we are and work with what we have. And so we are saying that what you do have and what you may not realize is yours is HEAV. You literally have a resource that has been crafted and cultivated for 42 years. This is our 42nd convention. That means somebody knows what they're doing. Somebody knows what they're talking about when we say that it's possible and that you can do it, because we have families who are literally coming from all different walks of life. You could have blended families, and you're figuring it out that way. Whatever it is that is your testimony right now, it is possible. The resources are available. There are so many things that we're not even covering in this really short, 30-minute video. Here to just encourage you, though, that it's possible. And
Yes.
HEAV.org has it laid out for you. There's how to begin classes, right?
Yep, there is.
And then
There's
we have
also
parents of
how to do
preschoolers.
transcripts when they're in high school, how to navigate their high school. Many parents get very afraid of those high school years. And I
Yep.
tell you, do not be afraid. You have invested all this time. Do not pull your money out when it's about to come up fruitful. And I'm talking about like 10, 12 times fold. So you want to dig in their high school years and find those resources that you need to help you get through those high school years, because that is where you're going to see like the payoff. And it's going to be wealthy. So,
and you don't have to do it alone is her point, right?
Yes.
She did not do it alone as a single parent. She partnered with her jobs. She partnered with other people to make sure that her daughter's needs got met, that she had a babysitter when it was necessary, we're not saying that you have to do it alone. And one of the things that HEAV also does very well, we have mentoring. We have programs where you can get hands-on assistance with navigating, like you just said, transcripts. And then at the convention, there's a college and career fair. If you're wondering, well, what can they do? What if college is not for us? Well, there's all kinds of options, guys. And maybe you're just not at the place where you can even wrap your head around, don't feel like you have the capacity to even take it in. Take those 3 days, come to convention, walk those halls, gather all of that information, and then just schedule the time. Okay, today I'm going to look through these stack of papers and these magazines and these brochures, and I'm going to mark and circle some stuff up, and I'm going to email some people, and I'm going to put a program together. And you don't even have to do that alone. There are still folks available who will help you, like she said, choosing curriculum, just doing all of the different things that enable you, empower you, encourage you to keep going and not give up, because high school, at the end of that, is what? Graduation. And guess where you can go to do that? HEAV. We have a graduation.
I know. There's
for our students.
We don't do as homeschoolers. Yes.
Yes.
The only other thing I would encourage is your first year is your hardest year. And if you stick it out, and it's hard for 2 reasons. You're getting used to a new system, and your student is getting used to a new system. But once you do that and you navigate that first year, you know how to make it more in tune the second year. And then the freedom opens up, because you can fine tune your curriculum to your student. And that is so wealthy for them to know that education could be their fun, their passion, their joy, and not a nightmare.
Right. So we're here to turn those tears into joy, to exchange the garment of heaviness for praise, because it is possible, guys. You can do it. And if you're wondering, well, can I just talk to somebody? Yep. You can give us a call. You can give us a call, go right to the website. Or do you know the number offhand? Because I'm like, I got to look it up. I don't know the number by heart.
I don't know it offhand either.
Yeah, I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, but go to the website and the number is there. You can contact the office. We can put you in touch with whichever part of the process you need to understand. Maybe you have been homeschooling a while and you were like ready to throw in the towel. Thank you.
I know.
See, I told you publications was amazing. They're the office hours, and there's where you call, and we will get you directed. We'll get you to the right person for whichever part of wherever you are. If you're at before preschooling, you're at the beginning portion, the parent of preschooler, 4 years and under, you can come to convention for free. Did you know that? Yeah. And then if you're learning how to begin, those how to begin sessions, free. You can sign up. And so if you are about to go into middle school, your kid's been in elementary for public school or private school, and you're like, we really need to change course and do something else. We can do that. You go into high school, we can do that. There's resources literally for everything, and any question we can't answer, I'll be honest with you. If I don't know, I don't know, because you don't know what you don't know, but we will find it.
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
The other part is, if you've been homeschooling and you just need to get recharged, like come and be with people that have the same mindset that you have, and let us recharge you. We just like to pamper those who are homeschooling their kids.
That's right. That is a really good point. We are every now and then you do need to get your batteries recharged, and for all kinds of different things. And so for homeschooling, convention is it. It is a recharging station. You are like a vehicle. You need to plug it in, or the phone, you got to plug it in. Yeah. Come and get your batteries juiced up so that you can keep running on. Because I'm telling you, it helps you. It lets you see that it's a marathon, not a sprint. And you can pace yourself. You don't have to feel like you have to do everything. There's so many resources to outsource things. Like I've decided I'm not teaching math anymore. I think I've tapped out at 5th grade. I don't remember anything about circumferences. But you know what? I know somebody who does. And so I'm
Definitely.
going to them and let them do it. So there's so many experts out there who are offering services to make sure that you can fill in the things. Cause calculus, what? No, never. But there are lots of people who do know how to do it. And you know where they're going to be? At convention.
Yeah.
So we will see you there June
Yeah.
5th through the 7th, 2025 for convention. And we cannot wait to see you there because there is hope for
Yeah.
all of us. All righty.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Desi, for joining me tonight. Thank you all for
Welcome.
tuning in. If you had any questions, we're sorry if we missed them, but please email us and contact us, let us know, and we'll make sure that we get whatever information you need. Desi, you got any parting words of wisdom?
Nope. I would just say step out there and do it. You will be surprised. You will be surprised.
A Nike check, right? Just do it.
Just
All
do
right,
it.
guys. Y'all have a good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Bye.